When you think of the name Razor Fist, I think of like a He-Man character. Not the most terrifying thing I've seen in my life. Marvel looked at this image, they said, look, we can do something creepy, we could do something cool, or we could do something boring, and they did the boring thing. Of course, we could have chosen the cool option, but that would go against the branding. I appreciate this concept art so much. He has like Chinese armor, so you know this is a martial arts villain. You don't want to mess with this guy. Listen, at Marvel Studios, they believe in the rule of cool. If it looks good, get it out. Dormammu is the guy from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. If you ever fought that guy in the game, if you're like, who's that guy? I've never listened to a 25-year-old explain to me who this character is on my Android. It's the guy from Doctor Strange. These two are the same design. If you can't tell that, if this design doesn't really ring any bells to you, and it doesn't inspire you to look up the character and learn more about him, then Marvel did their job. Then Marvel did their job. Black Widow has a pretty simple design, but just because she has a simple design, it doesn't mean that she can't really stand out. Personally, I believe her first costume in Iron Man 2 is like her coolest appearance because I really like her suit and how it's like a very dark blue. It reminds me of comic book shading, and I feel like for her first outfit, it really makes her hair pop out the most. I just really like it. After that, her suits are just kind of okay. You know, I guess she wears like a running tracksuit when she fights robots or whatever. That's her taste. That's fine. Okay, but I came across this cool concept art for her movie, which makes her look exactly like she did in the comic books. What I find interesting is like somebody looked at that, like when they were talking about the Black Widow movie and they were brainstorming. I can read their minds. They were thinking this. They were thinking about how important the Black Widow movie was going to be. They thought, we really need to emphasize the importance of this film with her costume. So what are we going to do? We're going to make her not look like how she did in the comic books. We're going to take a cool design that takes like her hair. We're going to do all that, and we're just going to get rid of it. Remember, the rule of cool. Captain America, he's a very interesting case because his outfit is actually the most translated from the comic books. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work. It works without the helmet at least, but this concept art I found, I think, is the exception to the rule. You know, it adds a bunch of lines and shit to the suit. You know, even though it adds a bunch of lines and shit to the suit to make it look all modern, I think it works really well. It makes him look fit, but also tactical, and it heavily acknowledges the original design. It just looks sick. It looks really nice. Maybe I would change the blue color a little bit, but overall, this is a fantastic design. I guess with the suit, I can't really complain too much because they literally said, let's do the most comic accurate thing. Let's just embrace it. So I would have preferred this other outfit for the Avengers 2013 movie, but I can still kind of appreciate the suit, even if it doesn't entirely work because of the helmet. It's still a nice suit. They tried. I could see what they were doing, and I'll give them their flowers for that. Hawkeye, poor Hawkeye. They can't just give him his comic accurate suit. If it was up to me, I would give him a suit that at least heavily resembles his comic suit, but I would probably give him his hat from the Ultimate Comics too. I think that design is Hawkeye's best design, the Ultimate design. And someone else thought that too. They said, look, if we give him the same colors as his classic outfit, basically, we give him a decent design, and all we got to do is add on this cool little hat that no one's ever seen before. This is going to be a complete revamp for the new Hawkman. This will probably get people to be like, you know what, let's make a Hawkeye movie. Let's watch a Hawkeye show. Let's watch more Hawkeye. And then some creative director guy, the guy who's responsible for like all the finalized designs and stuff, he walked up to the concept artist and he said,
take him away! Dr. Evil, can I paint as Yoo-Hoo Gold? It's kind of my thing, you know.
Shang-Chi is a brand new hero. We really want kids to think he's a cool character. We want people dressing up as Shang-Chi for Halloween. We want people cosplaying as Shang-Chi. It's Shang-Chi time. Now is the time for Shang. Okay? Not Wang, Shang. So let's give him a shirt. Let's give him a shirt made out of a straw hat material and pants that I found in my nephew's closet. Because you see, what children really want for Halloween is to be a guy in a red fucking t-shirt. Now you might be wondering in your brain, how does this guy even know what's going on at Marvel Studios? Well, I just so happen to have a recording that I snuck into one of their meetings. Here, check this out. Hi, my name's Chris. I'm the lead concept artist. Basically, what I thought was, why not give him a mask? You know, why not make him look distinguishable from everybody else and make him seem more interesting, you know? So, I did... Oh. Hi, you must be the creative director.